How much does it cost to build a house? This question may seem straightforward, but the answer is far from simple. You might be tempted to estimate the cost per square meter, but this method is not always advisable. Why, you ask? Well, first of all, cost per square meter can lead to overpriced estimates without a solid basis. The floor area isn't the house design. Unlicensed people may offer architect services, promising a fixed budget based on floor area alone. This isn't an accurate or fair method. Ballpark estimates or guesstimating is another method that can lead to misconceptions. These are typically used when rushed for marketing and permits, or to give the client a rough idea. However, these estimates can be misleading. They often use facades to categorize houses as bare, standard, or luxury, but not all parts of a house fit neatly into these categories. For example, a house with a glass facade might cost less than a brutalist bare concrete finish with treatment. This is why detailed drawings, specifications, and designs prepared by the architect of record are necessary. Projecting the total budget by constricting floor area is another pitfall. Some might place a cost factor to the space type instead, to reduce computing time. For example, enclosed areas might be priced at $35,000 per square meter, balconies at $20,000, and carports at $15,000. But this method falls short when the design specifics come into play. For instance, what if the balcony is all glass and your computation was meant for tubular steel? This is where the importance of professional services comes into play. Architects and engineers are held liable for their sign and seal for 15 years after the house turnover. They are paid for their professional service and operate as construction administrators. If the project extends, so shall their services. In case of excess materials or budget limitations, they act as professionals, not solely businessmen. Their code of ethics protects the client, their demeanor safeguards the workers, and their character upholds legalities. So, circling back to the original question, how much does it cost to build a house? The answer is, it depends on the design specifications, not per square meter. Design specs include site studies, analysis, location, labor, specs of materials used, and methods of construction. This is the expertise of an architect. In conclusion, estimating the cost of building a house is much more than a simple multiplication. It requires a deep understanding of design, materials, labor, and construction methods. So next time you're asked, how much does it cost to build a house? Remember, it's not about the square meters, it's about the design specifications.
Why is it that architectural project costs are often met with surprise eyebrows and unexpected budget adjustments? Well, the answer lies in the common misconceptions that many architects, especially those starting out, harbor about cost estimation and project management. When we talk about the cost of a house, it's not just about bricks and mortar. It's a complex calculation, detailed in what is known as the bill of quantities. This document includes the cost of materials, manpower or labor, overhead costs, contingencies, and miscellaneous expenses. Some architects include their profits as a separate entity, say a 15% markup, while others prefer to embed it in the cost of materials or labor. The visibility and transparency of these costs can change the game depending on how they are presented. Permits usually look for floor areas and building cost, while clients are more focused on the total project cost, including elements outside the building. More often than not, they get surprised when site development and interior fit-out costs are added, leading to unexpected changes in materials and design elements such as gates, fences, and cabinetry. To avoid these surprises and ensure a proper cost estimation, it's crucial to study the general cost per square meter for the existing area, location, and comparable houses. Look at how the construction was fulfilled and compute the bill of quantities according to the architect's design. Comparing the computed cost with the cost per square meter can reveal profits and identify those who overcharge. Armed with this knowledge, architects can compete with the prices of non-professionals who offer similar services without any professional regulation commission liability. It's worth noting that this process will take time, depending on the level of detail required. The type of contract used, such as design build or construction administration, can also influence the cost, and it's not solely determined by the square meter. That's why it's often helpful to separate design costs first to project the budget for construction. By doing so, and educating the public about the architectural design process, architects can build trust and avoid being seen as profit hoarders. Remember, there are numerous draftsmen, engineers and students willing to offer lower costs for architectural services. So it's not about being the master builder or architecton. It's about being just and easy to deal with without avarice. It's about understanding the detailed design and not relying solely on cost per square meter. See how much it varies without the plan, elevations and bill of materials? That's your client's hard-earned money. Make it worth it. In conclusion, understanding the components of a house cost as specified in the bill of quantities and avoiding common misconceptions about architectural project costs can help architects provide more accurate estimates, maintain transparency, and build trust with clients.